Intuitive Machines just released their latest quarterly figures. It's the first time I'm covering this company on the channel, but since many of you have put that ticker symbol in plenty of my comments, then I thought an earnings review would be the ideal place to start. Now, you know, space, one of my favorite topics to talk about, believe it or not. Yesterday we talked about Rocket Lab. That stock has literally skyrocketed. And Intuitive Machines, well, a bit of the same actually. Because at the time of making this video, the stock is up another 18%. Yesterday, it was already up 13%. And as you can see, year to date, the stock is up now close to 400%. Now, it still has a market cap of just $1.5 billion. Of course, now it will be a bit closer to $1.7 billion. But still, these space companies are getting now a lot of attention. Maybe because of the election, Trump, Elon Musk, cutting costs. We know that NASA has been spending quite a lot of money in the past on projects that, well, didn't really deliver the goods, took too much time. So these smaller companies, these private companies usually can deliver quicker and for less, or at least that's what we think currently. Now, for those that don't know what this company does, here's a really quick overview. So Intuitive Machines focuses on lunar exploration, aiming to provide lunar surface access, lunar orbit delivery, and communications at lunar distance. Some specific services are Nova Lunar Access Service, Lunar Surface Rover Services. They then have satellite delivery and rideshare, satellite servicing and refueling, space station servicing, lunar data services, lunar data network, etc., etc. I wrote it all on here for you to see, so just pause the video if you want to see the whole list. Now, going back to the stock real quick, from a pricing perspective, 3.6 times EV to sales in the next 12 months. It's expected to grow sales quite quickly, 180% year over year for fiscal 2024, followed by 66.25% in fiscal 2025, and then another close to 30% in fiscal 2026. Looking at the current average analyst price target, only 5 analysts are covering this company, sits around 10% lower than the price we're at today. So what exactly has happened this quarter? We're going to go over this earnings report. Yes, I'm also going to cover Redwire in due time. I know, you're already probably starting to write it down in the comment section below. I'll make a video in the coming days. Now, before that, if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, all of that. We really appreciate it. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. I'll first start with something that happened in September. So NASA awards Intuitive Machines Near Space Network contract with a maximum potential value of $4.82 billion. So NASA has awarded the company a Near Space Network contract for communications and navigation services for missions in the Near Space region, which extends from Earth's surface to beyond the Moon. This subcategory 2.2 geostationary orbit to cislunar relay services is a new firm fixed price, multiple award, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity. We've seen that already with Rocket Lab, task order contract. The contract has a base period of 5 years with an additional 5-year option period, with a maximum potential value of $4.82 billion. The incrementally funded base ordering periods begins Tuesday, October 1st, 2024 through September 30, 2029, with the option period potentially extending the contract through September 30, 2034. This contract marks an inflection point in Intuitive Machines' leadership in space communications and navigation. We're pleased to partner with NASA as one team to support the Artemis campaign and endeavors to expand the lunar economy. They were also awarded a $116.9 million contract through NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services initiative, marking Intuitive Machines' 4th contract award, more than any other CLPS vendor. CLPS, Commercial Lunar Payload Service provider. And before you ask, how do they get to space? Well, the majority of the time through SpaceX. But maybe they will be using Rocket Lab in the future. Could very well be. Anyways, switching to the report here, revenue increased 360% year over year. Cost of revenue, excluding depreciation, is up 73% year over year. G&A is up 24% year over year, excluding depreciation here as well. So total operating expenses is up 97% year over year. As for operating losses, down 43% year over year, but in this case, that's a good thing. Switching to income before income taxes and net income. So it has increased. We went from basically net income to now a loss, but that's because of this. That's because of these two things right here: change in fair value of earn-out liabilities and change in fair value of warrant liabilities. So now we're in loss. Same quarter last year was basically a gain, and that's changed it all here. The CEO said the following: "We made progress across all three pillars by first securing another South Pole lunar delivery mission, then winning the Near Space Network Service contract, and finally continuing to mature both our LTV design in conjunction with our heavy cargo class lander. These strategic revenue streams bring our business thesis clearly into view, allowing us to focus on capturing more operational services, which we believe will provide long-term revenues with higher margins." As for the CFO, he said, "As demonstrated in the quarter, we continue to execute on current programs while winning key awards. I look forward to guiding the company through a new lens as CFO and focus on managing costs efficiently to drive towards profitability and achieve our financial targets." As for the 2024 outlook, they're narrowing their full year 2024 revenue outlook to between $215 to $235 million and are trending towards the midpoint. Current cash balance of $106.9 million as of the month end October, coupled with their strong visibility into the timing of collections for contracted milestone payments, give them confidence that they will end the year with a similar cash balance. They expect backlog expansion driven by key potential upcoming awards such as Near Space Network 1.2, 1.3 Direct to Earth, LTVS Phase 2, among others, coupled with task orders for OMES and Near Space Network 2.2 Cislunar Relay. They also improved profitability by $4.1 million of positive gross margin in Q3. They reported a record backlog of $316.2 million, the highest quarter-ending backlog in company history, driven primarily by Intuitive Machines' fourth NASA CLPS award, the one that we've seen before. Backlog does not yet include the full $150 million of initial task orders for Near Space Network data services. And so looking at this stock right now, well, it has had quite a run, right? Since the $3.3 or so back in July, now we're going to be closer to $14. One heck of a run. Yes, RSI here is now overbought. Before they actually reported earnings, we can see that the stock actually reached a sort of resistance point that we've seen here back in February. But now with the pre-market action, maybe by the time this video goes up, the market will be open, then we should be above that previous resistance point. Maybe there will be a lot of people taking profits. That can happen. We've seen that with Rocket Lab yesterday as well. Stock went up 50% and then closed up 30% or something like that. Don't forget the short interest. I think with this name, it's even closer to 30% or something like that last time I checked. So yeah, it all plays its part. So overall, I mean, it's the first time I'm covering this company. I like this space, pun intended. And yeah, these stocks have run up because, well, the market is not paying attention to this industry. It's an industry that is supposed to or expected to reach, right, the space economy, space industry, $1 trillion by 2030. So yeah, pretty big opportunity there. Now, who's going to be the winner? Who's going to be the loser? We are yet to know. We're still very, very early, right? We're still very, very early. One thing is certain is that SpaceX is going to be a huge, huge winner. My money is on Rocket Lab to be probably the second best option out there. I'm trying to dig into Intuitive Machines and Redwire as well. I'm sure there are some other players out there. AST Space Mobile is reporting after hours. We're also going to cover that. All in all, this industry and all of its players are gaining momentum. I think with, well, Trump as president, Elon Musk being, well, Elon Musk, SpaceX, I think efficiency will play a huge part in future NASA contracts. So it's not going to be like the old days where an old company or whatever gets a huge contract and then it takes 20 years to achieve basically nothing. No, I think the contracts will be distributed to smaller players, not just for space, for defense as well. And yeah, maybe those smaller players will be the huge, huge winners. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty bullish on that industry. Do share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, do all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.